Okay, so let's talk about how I got involved with natural bodybuilding. I was a small kid. I was like when I was 14, 15, 16, when I say small, I mean small. When I was in high school in grade 9, there was a weight class for 84 pounds and under. I was in that weight class without even cutting weight. And this is in grade 9, so I was probably 15 years old. I was 80 pounds. So I started lifting weights. I didn't know what I was really doing. I started to do bench press and the curls, just like everyone was doing. But I also got made, but the one good thing is I got made fun of for having skinny legs. Okay, so I actually did do leg extensions and squats. Not that I did them with good technique or anything, but I knew enough that I worked the entire body. I was doing it by accident. I wasn't working the entire body so I'd have perfect symmetry and all these things. I was just working it because everyone was making fun of how skinny I was. So I worked everything. So I wanted to, I don't know, just be bigger, right? So around 16 years old. And then I started reading all the muscle mags. So there's Muscle Mag, I guess literally it was called Muscle Mag, based out of Mississauga, right? So literally I was reading all the muscle mags I could. I was seeing all the pro bodybuilders. Obviously they weren't natural. So I never even thought ever I was going to look like them or compete or anything like that. I was trying to look like them, sure. But I mean, I never even thought ever that I would compete. Didn't enter my mind, actually. And that's all the way through the 80s and 90s, right? So this is all the way like my teens, my early 20s. I never thought about competing. This wasn't something I could do. Like, look at me. I'm like, the biggest I ever got to back then was like 140 pounds. Like my goal was as a full-grown adult was to break 140 pounds. Just to show you the size, what we're working with here. So my goal was to break 140 pounds. But, okay. So in doing this, I started going to supplement stores and I was buying the protein powders, the creatine, the glutamine, all the stuff they sell for kids trying to get bigger, right? And at the supplement store that I was going to, well, I found another supplement store, and at the supplement store I went to, there was a bunch of these guys who competed, and they competed in natural bodybuilding shows. And this is probably around 97, 98. So obviously I was curious. Okay, I started asking them a lot of questions. Like, okay, these guys do it. Because by that point I started understanding, I heard about steroids and all this stuff. So when I heard there's guys doing this naturally, obviously I'm going to take all the information they give me and I'm going to live by it because I'm not finding information anywhere else, right? And there was no internet back then. You couldn't log in or Google search or all this stuff. You didn't have access to the information like we do now. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I would just pick their brain. Every time I come in, I'd buy the protein powders in buckets like this. It wasn't a protein powder, it was like the weight gain. And I'm not even joking, they sold it in 25-pound tubs. I would pick their brains and I would like ask them stuff about, they give me information about training, because I was like a pretty good customer of theirs, right? So they give me information about dieting and all that kind of stuff, because these guys competed in shows. So I was getting pretty good first-hand knowledge from these guys. And then I'd also, through them, found out about the magazine called Natural, I think it was called Natural Bodybuilding. It's a Natural Bodybuilding magazine, right? So I actually, through them, this is back when people had subscriptions to magazines and stuff, right? I got a subscription to Natural Bodybuilding magazine. So I'd get it, I think that was coming out almost every month or every other month. But then you're getting information from like a Natural Bodybuilding magazine with like natural pros giving advice on dieting, competing, training, peak week, all these things. So yeah, I was getting all this good information from them, and I would ask the guys every time I went in there about natural bodybuilding. And some of these guys are very successful. At least I'm seeing all these trophies, I'm seeing these pictures. I'm like really starting to get interested in what they're doing here. They told me about these natural bodybuilding shows they competed in. And they'd always go out to the States to compete. Because I guess there was something that wasn't very popular in Canada, right? I guess in the US they're doing this natural bodybuilding movement. And they're drug testing and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm really interested. So they tell me they go to Buffalo, and these guys are going as far as California to compete. And I was born and raised, like, at that time I was living in London, Ontario, which is not even that far from Buffalo. Maybe like a 2-hour drive, maybe even less. So I said, okay, took me more of this Buffalo show. Like I wanted to think, oh yeah, there's a Buffalo show and it's coming up soon. This is probably around I'm guessing around 1998. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Buffalo. I'm gonna check out this show because I want to see what it takes or what these shows are all about. You can see pictures all you want, but I want to see a show. And I recommend anyone, if you're thinking about ever competing in a natural physique, bodybuilding, fitness, any competition, go watch a show. And preferably come check out an IDFA show, of course. But yeah, so I went and checked out the show. And when I'm there, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I think I can do this. Because I'm thinking, okay, I've seen these guys are overly big, because it's drug-free. Their conditioning is on, like this. It's all about conditioning, symmetry, proportions, and posing and presentation, all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking that's stuff that I've got. I don't have size, but I've got all those attributes. I think based on what I think I look like. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna just see for myself if I can do this. I'm gonna get all the information I can, and I'm gonna do a mock competition. So I'm gonna like start getting myself ready for these shows on my own just to see if I can do it. And then I'm gonna take pictures and everything, just see where I stand and if it's something that I can do. So I took all the information I got from the magazines, from these guys, and they even gave me like sample workouts they did and everything. They really helped me out a lot. So I followed their diets and everything, and I adjusted it accordingly to what I read. So I did a contest prep. And everything went well. I was really strict to it. I practiced the posing, all that kind of stuff, like as if I was really serious. Like I was getting ready like I was gonna be on stage. So at the end of the prep, I had like a date set where this would be my end date, and I took photos. So I did a photo shoot. I still got the pictures here. I probably should pull them out, but I was shredded, but I was really small. But yeah, so I got really shredded. I said, okay, based on these pictures, I know I can compete with what I saw the year prior in Buffalo, New York on stage. So I decided, okay, I'm entering the show. This time next year, which would have been, so we're in 1999, so in 2000, I'm entering a show. I'm entering the NGA Can-Am Championships. And I'm going to enter as a novice, because novice was for new competitors. And they would have, hopefully they have weight classes, because I know I'm not that big of a guy, so they end up having a novice lightweight class. So I prepared, I got ready, I was feeling really good. I practiced my posing a lot. And I practiced posing probably more for that show than I've ever done ever. And I've done a lot of shows since. So I was really stage ready when it came to presentation. And I couldn't have been any more shredded for this show either. Like when I showed up, I was shredded. But when I'm backstage at the show in Buffalo, I'm feeling good about myself, but then I started seeing these guys pumping up, and I said, and then there's my weight class. They're all backstage. There's 7 of us, and these guys are pumping up, lifting the weights, and their arms are huge. So I'm looking at these guys. Oh my God, they're a lot bigger than me. But as we know now, how you look backstage does not matter whatsoever. All that really matters is what you look like on stage. So by the time we got on stage, I still didn't know that I was where I stood. Like I'm thinking, oh my God, these guys look insane. Like I'm gonna probably, my goal is just if I please make top 3. I just want to, because back in the wrestling days they say you want to come home with some hardware. So I wanted to come home with some hardware. I want a trophy in my hand. And I think at this show there's top 3 get trophies. I wanted a trophy. I'd almost get my mind given up on first and seconds. I saw these guys pumping up. I was like, oh my God, these guys are huge. So yeah, so in my mind I'm thinking, okay, give me that 3rd place trophy. I want that 3rd place trophy. It's my first show. I want to come home with a trophy. Okay, so we're at pre-judging. We're doing the judging rounds. Going through all the mandatories. I'm feeling really good because I know I put in the work. When it comes to posing, I knew that's a strong point of mine. I have good stage presence. I feel very comfortable on stage. So we're going through all the posing. Then when I come off stage and we're backstage, people were telling me, "Oh my God, man, I think you took this." I'm like, "What?" Like I'm not even expecting. I'm thinking, there's no way. I saw those two guys that I'm thinking for sure place higher than me. And then, no, you really looked awesome out there. I'm like, okay. So, but when I saw the pictures, it was like, it was starting to be clear that maybe I did win this. Because when it came to the presentation, to my luck, I guess you'd say, to their misfortune, but my fortune, their presentation was, I don't want to say terrible, but terrible. I'm not going to say I nailed them, but I nailed these poses, right? Like I went through every single pose. Like I went through that stuff. I practiced that stuff so much. And not just practice it, practice it to master it. Like I wanted to, like every little detail showed on my physique, every cross striation, all that kind of stuff. And I made sure that I got it right. Like I took pictures of my posing practices. I pictures from the front, from the back. Posing is what I won the show. So I just blew the ending, right? So I did win the show. So I took the novice lightweight title. Subscribe to this page because we're going to build this up to something special, and comment below. I appreciate you checking out the video. My name's Shaun Campbell. I'll see you on stage. Thank you.